Trouble in paradise. Are salt and pepper no longer as compatible as they once were? Just thinking about that body language in that Jane Pauley CBS interview. What was Harry thinking? What was with his body language? And then we're going to read on Meghan's energy regarding the body language, and then we'll do some general energies. What was Harry's underlying energy? I am reborn. He just wanted to get out of there. He was not happy. Look at the ferrets. Time to move on is what I'm getting from that card. Okay, so what was with that weird energy? Harry. Oh, this is my late Queen Elizabeth II card. When she was younger, the lion is the royal family. And I think Harry is really missing the energy of the royal family. He's really missing his privileges in the royal family. He's really missing what he used to have. And here it says, it's time to become a great leader. I think Harry is fed up with being led around doing what Meghan wants. Of course, this is all allegedly, and I'm just reading the cards. It's for entertainment purposes only. I think Harry is absolutely fed up with how his life has gone. He's fed up with Meghan. He thought there was going to be more of a fairy tale when he left the royal family, and there wasn't. And that body language where he leaned away from her, I think it showed a bit of resentment. What else can you tell us about Harry? Oh, more ferrets, more ferrets. Okay, so I just quickly paused the camera there. I wanted to look up and see what ferrets symbolize. And apparently ferrets symbolize watchfulness. And sometimes they can be seen as protectors, but I think what Harry was protecting when he was leaning away from Meghan like that, he was protecting himself. So he was on alert, he was watchful, and that the way that he leaned away from her really just gave me the creeps. It just made me wonder if there'd been, if he had a reason to be physically afraid of her when he spoke his mind. So I'll leave it at that. Wisdom as light as a feather. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So the wisdom as light as a feather, that refers to an ancient Egyptian practice that when when you went to the afterlife, that there was this particular god that would measure your heart. It would weigh your heart. It was like a scales of justice. It would weigh your heart on the one side, and then they would put a feather on the other side. And if your heart was heavier than a feather, then you were doomed never to go into the afterlife. If your heart was the same weight as a feather or lighter, then that meant you had been a good person, and you could go into the afterlife and enjoy eternal afterlife. So that's an interesting symbol that's come up there. So let's just ask the Egyptian cards. All set Egyptian oracle cards. Give us more information about this heart light as a feather. Is Harry feeling heavy-hearted? What is this? Miracle creation. Yeah, so what I'm getting here with this card about the light as a feather is that Harry used to lead a charmed life. Wherever he went, it was like a miracle. People would open doors, people would smile at him, people would love him. Even when he was considered to be a scoundrel, he had doors open for him, literally and figuratively. He could do no wrong. Even when he was, played naked pool in Las Vegas, he just led a charmed life wherever he went. And now he's heavy-hearted. I want to get this deck to tell us more about this Elizabeth and the Lion. All set, alchemy and healing. Yep, his grandmother and the royal family looked after him when he was there. Little shiny things come off my... They looked after him, they healed him, they helped him as much as they could. They covered up old wounds, and yeah, he doesn't have that anymore. He's missing that. What about this ferret card? Let's see. Change and healing. Yeah, so he's on the lookout. He's looking back towards his old life. There's the lioness again, representing the royal family, Sekhmet. Sekhmet is also the goddess of justice. And so I think he's starting to realize how unfair he's been to the royal family in the past, how unfair all his complaints have been, and how safe he felt in the bosom of the royal family. What's this final card? Okay. And so we were asking about the energy of the body language between Meghan and Harry in that CBS interview, and we come up with the sacred beetle armor. And so again, this is the feeling that Harry needs to protect himself, that where he leaned away from her so quickly, it was almost as though he needed to shield himself from her. And it was very, very weird and very, very bizarre energy and atmosphere, almost as though he was afraid to speak without her permission, and he feels that he needs to protect himself. Previously, he was spouting on about how he needed to protect himself from the royal family and the way they were in cahoots with the press. But now maybe Harry is realizing he needs to protect himself from his wife, not necessarily physically, but where she's leading him. And give it more on that. Earthly focus. Yeah, maybe he's coming down to earth. He used to really think that she was the be all and end all, that she was the great star in the sky, that she was going to help him live a life that was free from what she called the bonds of the royal family. Remember how he said that his brother and his father are trapped, and they had the freedom flight. He's coming back down to earth from that and realizing actually he had it pretty damn good. So let's see about Meghan and the body language in that interview. Oh, this card. I love this card. This is the late great Queen Elizabeth II. There's Meghan cosplaying Diana. Blonde hair, blue eyes. She wants to be the Queen of Hearts. She wants to be the people's princess, but it's external to her in this card. It's not something internal. It's a role that she's playing. It's something she wants to be perceived as. And so, but she didn't pull the wool over the late great Queen Elizabeth's eyes, and she's certainly not pulling the wool over the royal family's eyes. They see the fact that she has separated Harry from his family and caused a rift. I mean, there was no rift before, and now there's a rift. So she must have caused the rift. The fact that she caused a rift is ridiculous. It's yeah, she's realizing now that might not have been the wisest thing to do, but she wanted to control Harry, and so she caused this rift. And she's now looking at him very coldly because he's not bringing her the star quality that she wanted. Even though the reason there's no longer the star power there is because she caused the rift. So she wanted to have the power and the star quality of being royal, but without doing the royal duties. Oh, look at this card. I love these cards. We are all mad here. Everyone is a little different. So see the pout. This is Meghan throwing a fit. She's really aggravated. She's annoyed with Harry. Remember that death stare she gave him when he dared to speak? Yeah, it's madness. It's madness. She wanted the benefits of the royal family without actually doing the work of the royal family. So, yep, I don't know. There's something kind of mental health issues with this card. We're all mad here. It could also be the other meaning of mad, like angry. She looked really angry when Harry spoke. She wants to be the star. She wants to be the center of attention. Painting the roses red. Ooh. Covering up errors. So, yep, she knows she's made a grave miscalculation by separating Harry from the royal family. She's starting to realize that what gave Harry the star power was being in the royal family, and she's realizing now just being married to him is not enough. It wasn't him that helped her elevate her status. It was the entire royal family. So now she's trying to paint the roses red. She's trying to make up for lost time. She's trying to milk that cow for all it's worth. She's trying to get back some of that star power, and she thinks that she's better at acting than Harry is. Obviously, maybe she is, but that death stare that she gave him, she's almost blaming him for not being as famous without his family as he was with his family. But she's trying to make the most of it. She's really is trying to force the issue. Okay, and what else? It's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, repetition. So they seem to be just going around in ever-decreasing circles. Whatever they're doing is not working. Since they've left the royal family, the magic has gone. The allure has gone. The adult I wanted to say adulteration, but that's not the word. Adulation that they had has disappeared, and they can't get it back, and they're going around in ever decreasing circles. So we'll go deeper into this energy and see on each of these cards what the energy can tell us deeper on each of these cards about Meghan and her body language. She's this card shouldn't be in this deck. Let's see what that one says. Happiness, joy of life. Yep. Harry was happy and carefree until Meghan came into his life. Yes, he didn't have, he had troubles, like everybody has troubles, but he wasn't always down in the dumps. He wasn't focusing on those troubles. So what do you think? Do you think Meghan caused the rift in the royal family? Do you think it would have happened anyway? Please leave me a comment. It really does encourage me. Sea turtle. So here with on top of the late Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, Meghan is struggling to survive. She's struggling to not survive in the way of being alive, but being top of the heap, being as famous as she wants to be. So she's finding it a bit of a struggle, and she realizes now she's in deep water. She really should not have caused that split in the royal family. She realizes that she did the wrong thing, and she's working hard to sort of regain those glory days when just before and just after her wedding, when her and Harry were the center of attention. What about the energy? And so the fruit bat is my mental health card. People that behaving in a little bit of a crazy way, people that are out of touch with reality. And isn't that interesting? It's come up on the We're All Mad Here card. So, yep, she is a bit out of touch with reality. She still thinks that she should be the main center of attention. And this is why she got so mad and gave Harry that death stare when he dared to talk, because she thinks that the show is all about her. Yeah, please remember to subscribe and like this video if you do. What else can you tell us about painting the roses red? So she's really pushing things to be famous. Honeybee. She wants to be the one that everybody likes, everybody sees as sweet as honey. But of course the bee is the one that's got the sting in the tail. So she wants to be the center of attention, and the sting in the tail was that glare that she gave to Harry. So there's definitely trouble in paradise between these two. They are not on the same wavelength at all. And we'll get one last card for It's Always Tea Time. What does that tell us? Yep, she's beating the bushes. You know how people beat the bushes and then the pheasants fly up and the hunters shoot them. The same thing as what the sea otter does, is he swims around and the fish jump up, and then it's easier to eat them. So she's still got this predatory energy around her, where she still wants to make use of Harry for all he can bring her, even though his star is on the decline. She wants to get as much out of her association with him as she can, and there she is, barreling down the camera, looking straight at the camera, and she doesn't want Harry to detract from her moment in the sun. And it's interesting that when they did the Oprah interview, that was quite long, and of course they had that terribly painful 6-part Netflix series where they were front and center of the camera, but in the CBS interview, their segment got 9 minutes, and they had to share that with other people. So, yep. These two are definitely not in a happy place, and let's pull one more card about the state of their marriage. Let's go back to the Egyptians. One last card. Is there trouble in paradise? Past, joy and pleasure. These two cats, they're looking in totally different directions. So I'm taking this as, yep, there was joy and pleasure in the past, but they're now on different paths. It's just another one to confirm that. Sobek, rest and endings. Yep, So it used to be all about the joy and the pleasure and the being in the limelight. They're now looking in different directions. They're not even looking at each other. There's a coldness, a distance between them. And this one confirms rest and endings. People just want them to give it a rest. They're tired of hearing their constant whinging and complaining, and something's ending. So, yep, there is trouble in paradise, and I wouldn't wish on anybody to have the end of a relationship or the end of a marriage, but that's what this card is telling me is coming. Thank you very much for watching.